Hello, we're at Portland Square, the home of the Royal Wealth Club, following up on our successful launch event at Bordeaux Quay on the 25th of January. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ed Rowberry, Bristol and Bath Regional Capital.
Hi, Derrick.
Before we talk more about BBRC for short, please tell us a bit more about you and your background and why you're at BBRC.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm a chartered accountant by background, so some might say a bean counter. I trained at KPMG, and for many years I was involved in funding large capital projects, shopping centres, housing and alike. And there was a point at which I thought I'd like to use my skills for society, and that culminated probably about 8-9 years ago when I moved to the housing association sector as a finance director. And from there, I've started becoming more and more involved in financing of community projects, whether they be housing, etc., and using my financial and commercial skills to make stuff happen that's good for society.
And what do you think is the best thing that BBRC do?
I think, in terms of the best thing that BBRC does, it's the movement of people, it's the encouragement of those who have goodwill for fellow humans to be involved, put some time in some cases invest some money, in some cases lead a project, and gather together with us to actually think about how can we make the world a place that we want to live in, where we share the skills we have, where we share the resource we have, and make essentially society function in a way that's good for all. So BBRC, I think, can achieve that by pulling together quite a unique collaboration that comes from partly the business sector, partly the charitable and third sector, partly universities, and also partly local authorities and state.
Oh, I see. So what sort of organisations are backing BBRC?
Well, locally we've got some of the significant organisations in the region. So we have Bristol City Council, we have business groups such as Business West and the Society of Merchant Venturers. We have long-established charities like St John's Foundation, like John Ponton Trust, Vosca. We also have the universities, so University of Bristol, UIN, Bath Spa University, and we have some corporate members as well who come together and try and make stuff happen with investment.
And sort of moving on in conjunction with the Royal Wealth Club, how do you think BBRC fits in with our core themes of health, wealth and happiness?
Well, I think we have some shared values. I think the majority of things that BBRC do, if not all that BBRC does, has to do something good for society, as I've said.
Okay.
So in terms of things like health, if I pick an example, there are people who need counselling, and BBRC will fund counselling facilities. So where we come in is we look to fund the capital asset and make that happen where otherwise it might have struggled. That then provides a service to the community where they can get counselling if they need it. I think also we work with organisations that employ ex-offenders. So again, there's well-being there for those who are marginalised in society. We might extend that principle to housing projects as well. So trying to provide more accommodation for those who make society function, whether they be nurses, teachers or other key workers, to use that phrase. So I think we're about health and well-being for the people of our local economy, and that can range from those who are very much on the edge of society, or it can be those who are contributing to society in a very normal way. But ultimately it's about making society function with investment. And
on a practical note, how does that actually work so that someone, I guess people will invest for a return on the money, it's not a charitable donation. So how do people make a return if they invest through BBRC?
Yes, so all the projects or the programme of projects that we support have some sort of commercial underpinning. And I think to have a commercial underpinning doesn't necessarily mean that you can't or do something good for society. In other words, you can do something for society and have a commercial return. If, for example, we were funding a sports centre, that sports centre can sell the pitch time to schools or community groups. That creates a revenue. That revenue can pay back the investment. If, for example, we're funding a counselling facility, that counselling service can charge for training. Those training revenues can pay back investment. If we're providing housing facilities, those housing facilities either will generate sales income or rental income, and that can pay back investment. So in all of those cases, there's either a revenue, there's a profit, or there's something but it's going back into society because actually it's doing something good at the heart of it.
So how does that work in practice then for how somebody would invest into Bristol and Bath Regional Capital?
It tends to be on a case-by-case basis. So at the moment we started about 18 months ago, and our modus operandi, the way we've been working, is projects have come to us and then we've gone out with those projects seeking investment. And we're still in that phase at the moment. What we'd like to move to is a situation where actually we create a fund, perhaps a regional fund, where actually that's a clearly defined fund for certain themes, and that can invest in certain projects. And that, I guess, is somewhere where we might be able to work with the Royal Wealth Club to work with investors or members from the Royal Wealth Club who want to invest in their local economy.
Okay, and I'm a big believer in we all grow together and grow a regional wealth fund, so really on board with that idea.
Yeah.
Is there a specific project you'd like to discuss with us today that you're currently working on?
We're working on a number actually, and I think without disclosing any sort of confidentiality, we're working on a number of housing projects, and I think that for me is an interesting area. In Bristol particularly, we have, as we do nationally, a massive housing shortage.
Yes.
In Bristol uniquely we have a lot of land. We also have a lot of people who are willing to develop housing in a way that it provides affordable housing, housing for key workers, and also a reasonable quality of accommodation, perhaps with some environmental credentials as well. Behind the scenes we're furiously putting together an investment proposition on a housing scheme or two, and I think as those emerge we will go out to the market, including via the Royal Wealth Club hopefully, and offer those investments to the people of Bristol. But it's a little bit early for me to say exactly what that scheme is and what the returns are on the risk, and I need to be careful that I'm not marketing in a certain way as well for regulatory reasons.
I understand.
Yes.
So a project that's actually come to fruition, I think, was the South Bristol Sports Centre.
That's right, yes.
How did that work?
So the Sports Centre came to us and said we would like to raise £1 million to build 6 new pitches. Those new pitches would create a revenue stream as well as providing a facility for the community. They were unable to raise the funds from mainstream banks simply because they didn't have an asset to secure against. We then worked with a number of investors, a high net worth individual, a trust, a corporate lender, so Rathbones, social investor in the form of the Resident Social Investment Tax Relief Fund, and essentially aggregated those investments to make the £1 million that they required. That then funded the pitches. People are now playing football on the pitches, paying for the privilege, and that payment will repay those investors.
Okay.
So in effect we acted as an advisor, as a deal maker, as a rainmaker.
So it's much more than just a concept of a fund. It's more you're more act as a not an intermediary, but you can help set things up and put people together to make sure that these things happen.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing about our membership structure, the different owners that we have, is that word of mouth gets round, and from that word of mouth we get lots of projects coming to us, and more we seem to be getting investors coming to us. And I think that creates a potential for a functioning market where actually we can see things getting invested in that otherwise wouldn't have been before.
Okay, so if anybody's got what they think is a good idea that they think will need funding or anything like that, then come to you.
Very much so, yeah. We've got a website, and there's a team who are all set up and ready to look at projects and talk them through with people, and we'd be pleased to talk. Yeah.
Okay, well before we forget, the website is
www.bab-rc.uk.
Okay, great. And we'll put that on the website as well. And one final question, Ed, is that during our January event we touched on the subject of the Bristol ISA.
Yes.
Would you mind just explaining that a bit more for us, please?
Yeah, well, the Bristol ISA really is the same as any other ISA. Legislation has changed recently, though, to allow for something called an innovative ISA. And an innovative ISA allows, in the same way that you can invest in a cash ISA or a stocks and shares ISA, it allows the investor to invest in projects that do something a little bit innovative and ideally something good for society. And that's where some of the projects I was talking about earlier can be invested in with an ISA wrapper. So that legislation is enacted, it's an emerging area, and it's one that we're keen to offer into the market in the next year or so.
Okay. And do you think that could develop longer term to be perhaps a Bristol pension fund?
Yes, I think that's right. I think pension funds are looking for long-term steady income streams, and I think some of the projects that we'll be offering are the same sort of things. So housing projects particularly, they can offer some very long-term steady stable income, and pension funds will like that. Again, I think it's an emerging area. I think it's an area that pension funds will become increasingly interested in. So watch this space.
Okay, and obviously we're not talking about all of your money with your pension fund. It may be 10% of a self-invested pension or something like that.
Yeah, exactly
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And when people are clicking on our website in a couple of years' time, they can see we're talking about this at the moment, and we said about it first.
We can say we were the pioneers, exactly.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, thanks for your time today, Ed. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thanks, Derek. Thank you very much.